Okay guys, now that we are finished with the shell, we're finished with the legs, the arms, the body, the head. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna sew it together. So with sewing together, there's a few different types of ways now, because the head and a lot of the things we have done around, I always recommend, and I already have this needle hooked on, but this is kind of what the needle looks like. And why we do it that way is because if you can see this one, you have to connect it. And I used this straight one last time and I wasn't too happy with it. It was very frustrating. It was very hard to get all the right connections. So we're gonna do it with this needle this time. And all I really did to find these needles is I looked up crocheting sewing needles. I think you can find them on Amazon for like a few bucks, and they actually come with a good amount in them. I think the pack I got was like $5, and it came with like 15 to 20 needles, and some of them look like they have like 3 or 4 that look like this, and you know, depending on the type of yarn you're using, there's bigger hooks like inside the needle and stuff like that. I got straight ones, I got, you know, slightly angled ones. So it just depends on, you know, what you're looking for. You can also get these little plastic ones. These are cheap. These I think I got from our local Joann store. You can get them at Michael's in the crochet and the yarn section and stuff like that. But they're cheapies. I go through these like nothing. I have a little container that I take with me that has like some tweezers. Because I tend to stab myself, and also being a cosmetologist, I always have tweezers with me. I get splinters a lot, so I always keep those with me. But I have like a little container that just looks like this, and it has measuring tape, it has some scissors, some chapstick, a lighter, tweezers, and it has one of the small ones like this, and then it has a bigger one that is just like that much bigger. In diameter it's a little bigger too, it's a little thicker, but this is like out to here and stuff. And I take that everywhere with me. It goes in my purse, especially because I take yarn everywhere with me as well. So what you're gonna need in this little short end of the video is you're gonna need push pins to hold your design, or your essentially your spheres. I can't talk today, I'm sorry guys. Your round balls in place. You'll need stuffing because like we know we finished the legs, the arms, and the shell, but we didn't stuff them yet. So we're gonna need stuffing. Ooh, sorry. You're gonna need just these, like your little finished project that you have going on, that you're done. So we will get started. Now, if you haven't already seen videos, the first couple videos, I can't even remember how many I did. I want to say 3 or 4. 3. So if you haven't seen the head, the body, or the shell, the arms, and the leg videos, go back and watch those, because those go through everything on how to get to this section. So let's get started today. So I'm going to take the body, and basically how I you know, figure out where I'm going. So you see kind of how right here you have like this line. That's where I'm going to put the head. So it's going to sit kind of like this, and I'm probably going to end up taking this other turtle out. Actually, I'll just move him just a slight that way. Okay, so I'm going to want him to sit kind of like this. So then this little section will be inside of the shell. But I always start with the head first, so, you know, I want him to sit kind of like this. So I have this little container of my little push pins. I've always called them push pins. Ironically, I'm not 100% sure that's even what they're called. If y'all know, let me know. So I'm just gonna start like angling and kind of setting them kind of where I want him. Sometimes you kind of gotta play around a little bit. Because I've already done one of these, I kind of know where I want it. The first time I do one, I definitely play a lot around with where I am setting the body or the head, essentially. So now that we have that little part set up, I'm gonna get the needle and I'm gonna just make sure I have everything in place where I want it. And then I will get everything. Okay, sorry guys. Of course I keep hitting this too, so my bad. Alright, so because I know that I want the head to be where it's at, these are funny, sort of funny to work with because they're angled, so they're kind of complicated. You can't just stick them straight through. This is my first time really using this one. I'm going to attempt it. I might get like, you know, 2 stitches in and be like, you know what? Not feeling it. Okay, so, you know, it's like anything when you're sewing, you're just pressing. Heck, guys, we might even get 1 stitch in and be like, never mind. Whew, that was complicated. So I'm gonna take that off. We're gonna stick to this one. I just feel like that was really complicated and it didn't need to be that complicated. That was kind of scary. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just putting the yarn through this little loop. So now we're attached here. Now with this, you want your tension to be a little tighter. So, and what I do is if I start, this is where it gets kind of hard, is because instead of just being able to pull through, I have to angle these in different directions. Y'all also gotta understand, I'm not used to working with push pins much anymore because I don't really, so I'm gonna take them out. For you beginners, or, you know, if this is one of your first stuffed animals you're doing, I highly recommend you keep it there. They kind of get in my way, and I kind of am used to doing them, so I kind of just hold him in place anyway. And of course, remember, some of your stuffing will come out. Don't freak out. I promise. it's supposed to. So, and like that, because when I did it too far forward. Easy fix. Now what you'll do is just go back. Alright, I'm gonna go around and just keep going around and make sure you're pulling pretty tight so the head's fully on there. And I will meet you guys back here when you guys are done. Okay guys, now that we're back here, I basically have just gone around and attached its head. What I do now is I stick it through to the back. You see it? Come through. Sometimes it gets stuck and that's okay. Just don't keep pulling if it's like giving you a bad time, like that one. It's not gonna let me pull it through. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back. Just to get to a different hole. Let's try that one. Oh, yeah, it's gonna let it go. See, it just got stuck on that stuffing, and basically I'm just gonna pull, keep it coming out just till it stops. You see this, it gets stuck on the end of those. So then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to and sometimes like when you're doing these they tend to start looking kind of funny when you're putting them together. Don't worry, like I actually finish them and I let them sit for about a week. Not a week, maybe a few days before I even consider starting to do any kind of packaging and stuff like that. So just to make sure that the little turtle or whatever animal I did has its time to heal and fluff back up and get accustomed to being in its little area. Okay, now I got that through, and what I did is I tightened it, and of course I'm just gonna stick that right there. So of course I'm constantly pushing its head down, bringing the body up, squish it together. So okay, so this one got caught on quite a lot of stuffing. So I'm just getting all the stuffing pushed out. And then I will show you the next step. Okay, so you see his little antenna thing hanging out? I take the back of the, you can even take your crochet hook, but I take the back of the sewing needle and I just kind of push it back in. And then I'm going to take some of this and stuff it back in as well. So for some of you, it may be easier to do this. When I'm stuffing the stuffing back in after it's came out from sewing it together, I do tend to use my crochet hook. Alright, I will go back and put the rest of that stuffing that's down there. I will eventually get it all back in there. I'm just trying to get all this done so we can move on to the next step. Alright, ouch, sorry guys. Get all that out of there. So now that we have this one coming along. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is the shell. Alright. Now that you have this little piece, make sure it's pulled pretty tight. And I always put it in there. I'm gonna get what's the word? I don't stuff till the very last second. So now that I know that I don't need all this, we're gonna cut, because there's no point in having this long thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use it as some of my stuffing. I'm just gonna put it in there. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to show y'all that you want it to be like that. And it's kind of the easy, like, I don't know, for me I say this is the easy part. So I push through the shell. And then I start pulling through the other side. Okay guys, so back to this. What you want to keep doing is just keep going in and out of the shell and the actual body. I'm probably gonna end up taking this drawer apart. And of course I keep hitting everything because I'm a little clumsy. What else is new, right guys? Okay, so we're taking this one and I can open, sometimes I open the shell up and just also, guys, remember, because we're doing a multicolored shell, you want to make sure you're pulling your strings tight so you don't get like some weird coloring going on, and you can physically see, like, you can kind of see that I pulled tight so you can't. Just a few more stitches before we even think about stuffing. So we got all this left to, so and I did kind of pull that string out a little bit right here, as you can see. So we have all that to stuff. So, and as you guys can see, I had this whole tin full of stuffing. The stuffing is super cheap. I think I got like a 10-pound bag for like $5. $5, I think, maybe. Alright, so I'm just gonna grab a little bit at a time. So that right there is a handful. So we're just stuffing the shell. Grab another little handful. And guys, when you are pulling stuffing, be careful, because sometimes, like with this one I just grabbed, I actually had to shake a lot of it off inside of the tin, because when I originally picked it up, it was like this huge amount, and we really don't need all that. Not yet, at least. I'm gonna leave that out there because I know I will use it. Because we do have the legs and arms still to stuff. But I always say stuff until you feel that you are completely satisfied with how firm or how loose the stuffing inside of the shell or the animal or whatever you're doing is. And then I'm just gonna keep going through, getting this shell situated on here. Alright, I'm gonna finish going all the way around. If you didn't figure out that, or wow, I cannot speak. So when I notice when I'm getting closer to closing, I can shove more stuffing in, because to me it's not firm enough. So I'm just getting the rest of this little stuffing in there. Alright, and for me that should be enough. So I'm going to finish this, getting the shell completely put on, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so now that I'm here, as you can see, it sticks out a little bit, just like we want. Now that you're here, what I do is I press through one of the regular stitches. You see how that's coming up? I go underneath it to form a knot. So when it comes in, I don't have to worry about it. Now what do? Is I stick this just kind of through, and of course I got a ton of stuffing right here. So, turtle didn't want it, we stick it there. So, as you see, stuck it through there. Now what I'm gonna do is I will, number one, I'm gonna cut this long string. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stuff it through here. Alright, so far we have a shell, the head, and the body done. Now remember, we have 2 arms and 2 legs to do. I personally like to do the arms first, but if you prefer, go ahead and do the legs first. But for this, what we're going to do is we're going to do the arms first. So here's the arm. Remember, we want to keep this long string, but we want to tuck this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it into the yarn, into the needle. And basically I'm just going to insert all the way through. Either one has already been done. So I'm just looking at the legs real quick and doing that as well for the legs. Also, if you guys want to see certain videos or you guys want me to do certain animals, let me know so I can look them up. See if I can do them. Alright, legs are both done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our safety pins back out. Now I only end up using 2, 1 per arm. That's because I've been doing it a while. You guys do not have to do it that way. Somewhat, I can kind of eyeball them. So to me, that looks like it'd be cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that one off, take the safety pin out, and put it in its container. I'm going to open the arm a little bit. Now, when you guys are doing this, measure it by your fingers, because like the arms and the legs can both fit on my pinky finger. So I always make it pink, you know, my pinky finger length or whatever. I'm putting just a small amount of stuffing in. The arms really don't need that much stuffing. So as you can see, that's about all the stuffing I'm going to put in. And what you're going to do now is insert the yarn here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I went straight across, so that pulled, sorry guys. So that pulled straight across from where I want to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull through this side, so when we come down, you're pretty much attaching, because you don't do a lot of stitches for the arms. So pull down. Now I'm going to hold this in place, but you pull down, and then what I'm going to do is go here and shoot across to pull tight. So then come in. And you just kind of keep alternating what side and everything. So, because I'm here, now I'm going to go straight across through here. And insert right there, pull through. Insert that. Alright, let me fix this camera. Okay, so now this arm is attached. what I'm going to do now is just stick this through here, all the way through the bottom. And same thing as always, I'm going to cut this string and then shove the string back into the turtle's body. And we got one arm done. Now what I'm doing is I'm stuffing the part of the other arm. And then I'm going to attach it, and I will meet you guys back here when you're done. Alright guys, now that we are back, we're going to do the leg. And I've already attached the other leg, just so when we're done here, we can see the exact finished project. Alright, so what we're doing now is we're here, and what I'm going to do is go into this stitch, and then I'm going to stuff it real quick. Now the legs I like to have a little more firm because they're standing on them, and if you think about it, your arms are less muscular than your legs, so I do it that way for that reason. Alright, now what we're gonna do is the other one's going to hold him for 2 seconds. So as you can see, the leg's attached, and I'm just kind of, I think I went up to it right there. So I do attach the legs differently than I do the arms. Of course, because I can't really hold this up. I really don't like that this stuffing comes out, but I can't find any better stuffing that I can work with. Dang, I'm just being all kind of noisy over here. Also, this kitchen chair is not as comfortable as you would think, so my body's kind of like all angry. So my back and my like, my lower back and my shoulders are kind of bothering me right now. Okay, so we got that part already situated. Go up through. Alright, now we're coming through here. The difference on how I do the legs versus the arms I go alternating, so I go from this side to that side, from that side to back to this side, connect it through here, then from this side to the back side, vice versa, and stuff like that. Well, this one I just kind of work my way around in a circle. And of course none of this little stuffing right here keeps staying in, so I'm like getting kind of frustrated right now with it. But I'm trying to stay calm because why freak out when I can't control it? My husband is definitely one of those people who freak out over every little possible thing in the world, literally. He'll be freaking out about how, you know, he can't control, let's just for example, he can't control the weather. But he'll get up and he'll get dressed, get ready for work, like it's gonna be, you know, like 100 degrees. He works outside, guys. He is a motorman on a natural gas and oil rig, which, if any of you know what that is, kudos to you, because not a lot of people do. Like, I have we live right close to Travis Air Force Base out in California, and I can't tell you on a daily basis when people are like, oh, what's your husband do? And I tell them, and I get military wives. Honey, that's a lot. He's gone a lot, isn't he? And it's just like, he is and he isn't. We've been very blessed in that direction because he's never had guys, the farthest he's had to go is Bakersfield, which is, I think, like 9 hours away. But isn't too bad. He's gotten very lucky. We both have been very lucky in that way. So I can't be. So to me, I always found that funny when these, military wives, your husbands are gone for 8 months to 3 years. In some cases, probably not 3 years. I've actually never heard of someone being gone that long, but it wouldn't surprise me, honestly. I grew up around this base, like I grew up around this area. I know, I've watched my friends' parents. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm gonna cry, because this just put all that stuff in. And I'm trying. Look at all that. I just pulled that all out. And I'm just like, come on. But I can't really be too mad because it looks super cute. But, so, the next part of what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I was sewing the leg with, reinsert it. So I don't like how far the head sits out, so what I'm doing is I'm going to re-sew it a little bit. Don't get this connected on trapped because you will ruin your project. I've done it multiple times and I cry every time. I'll be sewing it together, all excited. Can't wait for my husband to get home so I can show him, and then I just jack it all up. And I'm like, oh no, my life today. Okay, so inserting into here. And y'all don't even understand. Like, I go through these kind of needles one project at a time. These are one project needles. I like them. They're great. But they're only for one project per needle. That's the crap part about them. They're plastic. They get bent. Then you can't really use them. Okay, I'm pulling that down. I'm going to insert back here. Hold on, guys. I'm just getting kind of frustrated here because stuffing keeps coming out and I'm like, I need the stuffing to stay. But whatever, right, guys? Can't control it. Say it with me. Cannot control it. Can't control it. Alright. Getting this yarn back on this needle. So you kind of can see the difference already. Like how it's more attached, which is what that's exactly what I want. I want it to look more attached. To me, it looks so flimsy and like it's just gonna fall off. And to me, that's not how your crocheted project should look. It should look done. Try to do this without the arms being in the way. And of course I made that dummy mistake of trying to do this after. And I just pulled more stuffing out and I'm starting to get mad about it. Alright, so I got the head down a little bit, which is kind of what I wanted anyway. So now just playing around with. So what I did is I did just a few stitches right in the front area. So just right in here is where I did those stitches. And I pulled them tight and I pulled it through here. Which, what I'm going to do now is, because I want it to stay, is basically, I just connected it through this loop right here. So if it ever comes, if that string ever comes out, I can retighten it here and just stuff it back in. And I think I'm gonna put it right here. All right, guys. Excuse me. See all my stuffing that fell out, guys. Alright, so here is the smaller original one. And here is him. I wanted him to kind of look kind of more towards like the turtle from Finding Nemo. Kind of leans, kind of surfer dude, like, what's up, bruh? So he kind of is leaning. Just like that. But funny thing is, you just have to kind of like push on him and mesh him in and stuff like that, and he will start to kind of sit how you want him to. So if I push it here, push his bottom back up. So I think he'll always lean slightly. This is why tension and everything is very, very important. So my friend wanted me to just make her a big one, and with this yarn, it's different. It's unique and stuff, and so. But everyone's different, and this one doesn't really stand up without something kind of holding it up, where this one kind of does. But it does at the same time, because if you look, he's still sitting on his shell. He'll have to sit back farther, unless I just kind of push in his belly. So, and he'll still sit a little sideways, but I like it. I think it's cute. I think he turned out great. So, send me pictures of your finished project. Remember, guys, they are handmade. Nothing is perfect about them. Alright, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you guys in our next video. And make sure you definitely want to be there for that one. Since Halloween and Christmas is coming up, I'm actually in the middle of making a snowman. So we will probably do our snowman next video. So I can't wait. I will see you guys then. Have a good day, guys.